Let's get into some of the things impacting the cattle sector right now. Let's just bring up live cattle in particular to start the conversation, Mike. Since about, I guess, the end of October, been in a trend downward. What's the reason why?
Well, we always kind of go up towards the end of the year. Now, last year we made it all the way to Thanksgiving before it kind of whittled away. This year it's whittling away a little earlier. I think a lot of that is price. Even though demand is really good, I think price is stymieing some people. We are putting huge amounts of beef on the market. We are not slaughtering as many cattle as last year, but the cattle are so big that we're putting the same amount of beef on the market or more. And I think the consumer is really struggling. So I think that's a lot of it, and it's a timing issue. You know, we kind of struggle from the 1st of December all the way till we get into March, and I don't think this year is going to be any different.
You bring up the weights. That's something the industry has been tracking a lot lately. You're giving me your take on why that is. In particular, feed is cheap right now. Why not put the pounds on?
Feed is cheap. Why not put the pounds on? You can't replace them. You cannot go out and buy a feeder that's going to make money most of the time. So why would you get rid of the ones you have to go buy a loser? I don't think that changes. In fact, I think it might get worse. There'll be opportunities here and there, and you have to watch, and when the window opens, you better be grabbing, because it's not going to last very long. I just think we're in our seasonal deal right now.
Mm-hmm. Look at the feeder cattle on the futures chart, not as aggressive of a downturn, kind of holding their own at the moment. Anything you're watching on that front?
At the moment, yeah, I just think, okay, last week they came out with a report that fund length was in an all-time high in the live cattle market. That's great. We've had a really nice rally. It's the same old thing. We like the funds when they're pushing it up. But man, if they decide to get out, it's just going to be a straight drop down. And I think you could be starting that. And we don't always know what triggers those funds, but you get to the point where they decide to hit that trap door and down we go. This is going to be tough. That'll pressure your feeders down, but I don't think they're going to get pressured down because there's not a big supply of them. So until something from the cattle market hits it, I think they're just going to kind of hang. But I don't, once this whole thing starts to go, they're going to go down with.
Mm-hmm. What is the seasonal trend? You were talking about December, March time frame. What do things typically look like?
You know, the worst beef demand months of the year, January and February. It's cold, nobody's got their grill out. You know, it's just not exactly what you want. And we struggle with that every year. People spend all their money in December on Christmas gifts, and so you kind of struggle through those months. And until it starts to warm up again and the grills come back out, we really struggle with beef demand. And I think that's going to be the same thing. I really think we could struggle here for a little bit.